Okay, so now another little video, this time about a macro question and answer. Question was from the Facebook group Evaluates Macros and Web API. Hi all, say I've got a CO2 programmed onto a playback. Is there a way to start a stopwatch whilst that playback flash button is held down? The idea being the stopwatch will give you an idea how much CO2 you've used. By James Baxter Jones. Thanks for the question. I already wrote something in the group, like which things are to kept in mind, and I also wrote a macro for this. This is available in the wiki as always. The stopwatch flash playback macro. You download it by clicking on the tab in the code section. Click. Now you have on your computer here, you save this into your macro folder. This is in Documents, Titan Macros. Then you go to your Titan software. In newer versions like version 12 or version 19, it is possible to refresh the macro library. This is very handy. If not, then you need to restart the software. So in those new versions, you go to macro and refresh library. Now this macro should be available. As I already mentioned, we have started a new show, and for starters, we just patch a dimmer. Very easy. I do it via keyboard. You should know how to patch a dimmer, don't you? Dimmer and patch it here. Next we do a little playback in order for the dimmer to be at 100%. So one add and record and here and clear. As said, I do this by keyboard, which is much quicker than by my virtual panel. Then I open the capture window in order to see that the dimmer really works. Open and capture. Here we go. And we see our playback works. Next is we need the macro. Macro is available via macro view all. Now we can search for it, and I named it stopwatch. STO. Now we see it is here. If it's not there, then you have not refreshed your macro library or something. There is one thing to keep in mind. You need to move it to a button. Copy does not work. You need to move it. So press move. Click the unassigned macro and click on a button where you want to put it. It is here. Okay. So next is an error which I do by purpose in order to show you that you know what can go wrong. We need to open our timecode window, open workspace window, and now we use timecode number 1. Maybe at another position like here. And now we try. Hold this pressed and release it. Macro, the timecode works, but the lamp doesn't work. Try again. Press and release. The timecode works, but not the playback, which is why. Have a look at our little macro. Macro reads playbacks, flash playback, queue handle user number 900. And I wrote this in the explanations as well. How to use it, make the macro available. It's advisable to copy or move it to a hardware button. and record a playback with the action you want to stopwatch. Give this playback user number 900, and this is what we need to do right now. That's why it did not work. Here we go. This is done through set legend, select the queue, and now give this user number 900. And try again. Of course, we reset our timecode. It's at 0 again, and try. And now our timecode measures exactly how long we pressed the button. You can even unassign our playback in order to not press it by accident. It's delete the playback and hit unassign handle. Now it is still there in the show library, but it's not in our fader anymore. And I tell you what, it still works because it's in the show library. This is what I wanted to show you. Have fun.